I received a blast from the past. 1 year ago, I received a phone call. This was not an ordinary call. This was a special call to action for the chance to be somebody's hero. In 2009, I signed up to be a bone marrow donor. The call never came, there wasn't a match, and my life moved on. During the 15 years that passed, I moved to Seattle. I earned a PhD. It was not until I was back in California that the call came. My coordinator, Emily, from the bone marrow program told me, "You are a match. You are a perfect match." I learned from her that matches are very rare. Less than 1% of registered donors will get a match in their lifetime. 8% of us will move on to successfully donate, so I knew the odds were against me. Emily let me know about my anonymous patient. He is a 6-year-old boy with a rare and serious blood disease. His bone marrow does not produce enough stem cells. The solution from the doctors is that they will inject me with a medication for 5 days. My bone marrow will go into overdrive and produce excess numbers of stem cells. They will then filter the cells from me in an 8-hour procedure and transfuse it to the patient. All of this required 3 days of travel time, and they told me they will send me to a center somewhere in the USA in 2 months. Emily let me know that my cells may be cryogenically frozen at some point. And she made sure to tell me, "Your cells will be outside your body at this point." I said, "That's fine, Emily. You may freeze my cells. You can even clone me if you want. I'll send my clone to do all my errands." After the initial excitement passed, doubt set in. It had been so long, and I wasn't in the mindset for this medical donation. To help me with my doubt, Emily sent me to the Facebook community group for donors like me. If you didn't know, Facebook is for the geriatrics. Geriatric millennials, such as myself, that is. Indeed, I found the Facebook group to be a wealth of information. There were people like me at the beginning of the process with a lot of questions of what would come. There were people down the line. They had successfully donated, and they even had the opportunity to meet their recipient one day. Reading all of these testimonials, hearing their hopes and dreams, led me to be hopeful that I could also get to the end. I could beat the odds, and that I would have the chance to be somebody's hero. To get to the end, I had 2 months to prepare. Every week was filled with medical appointments. Another blood draw, another test, another meeting. Every time I went for another test, my options were pass or fail. And I didn't want it to be failed. I didn't want to let myself down or that of my anonymous recipient. To do so would be a lose-lose, and I didn't want that. Every week, I had another test. When I passed that checkpoint, I allowed a little bit more hope to rise inside of me. Every week, I gained confidence, and I knew I was that much closer to the finish line. As I counted down to my donation day, or D-Day, as I thought of it, I began my preparations, and my patient also began his preparations. They let me know that he had to receive chemotherapy and radiation to knock out his damaged cells in order to receive my healthy ones. When I was 5 days out from donation day, I met Nurse Jackie, who came from Santa Cruz every morning. She met me at my office on campus, and there she gave me my 2 injections per day. This is the drug designed to stimulate my bone marrow to produce excess stem cells. The doctors warned me that there would be pain. Pain in my flat bones, my skull, my sternum, and my pelvis. On day 1, with my injections, the pain began. I felt pain in my hip bones. I described it like growing pains. It was manageable on day 1. On day 2, more injections. My pain traveled. It traveled upwards to my chest. I felt as if there was a dagger in my chest, and it made it hard to breathe. On day 3, more shots and more pain. I now had back pain, and it made it difficult to breathe at all. D-Day couldn't come soon enough for me. On travel day, I saw Nurse Jackie for the final time. She had been a big support for me, a source of inspiration and confidence. As we hugged for the final time, I felt her transfer all her hope and confidence in me. And I thought, I am so close to the end, and I can do this. The organization sent my companion and me to what would be my donation site. It was a very welcome surprise, for it was Seattle, the place where I lived and loved. On donation day, I woke up early, made my way downtown to the donation center where I knew the procedure would take 8 hours. I met the only other donor for that day. He is Peter, a graduate student from Utah. I told him, Peter, I only had 2 months of preparation. And he said, I had 2 weeks. I asked, did you have any side effects? Shooting pains down my back. He tells me with a smile over his breakfast granola. Okay, Peter, I get it. You're a tough guy. Maybe it's just me. The procedure began. At this point, with all the injections in me and the side effects I was feeling, I thought, I feel like Captain America. Captain America received the super soldier serum to be the superhero we know of today. With my daily injections, I thought, will I grow taller? Will I get stronger? I can only hope. My 8-hour procedure began. The nurse inserted needles into my veins. For there, they will draw the excess stem cells. It will go through a machine, filtered, and everything will come back to me while they harvest the stem cells. This was day 5 of pain. Through my haze of pain, I looked at the machine and I checked the return line, just in case. After all, I didn't want to be sucked dry like a vampire. Though they told me donation would take 8 hours, I finished in 3. It turns out my bone marrow are super producers. They have produced so many stem cells that they had all they needed and more after 3 hours. After the donation, I was elated, but also exhausted. I had made it. I had beat the odds, and I was successful in giving somebody else a second chance at life. My coordinator told me later that my recipient received the stem cells on April 19th, 2024. This will be known as his rebirth day, a day when he was given the second lease on life. Another fact they told me, my cells were indeed cryogenically frozen. I wonder, did they clone me? Is my clone out there somewhere? Those 2 months were a whirlwind of emotions and information. I was on overload from all I had to do. Every week was another test, another hurdle to get through. With the support of the people around me, my coordinator Emily, the Facebook group, my nurse Jackie, the support of my colleagues, family, and friends, I was able to get to the end because there were people who believed in me. My call to action for all of you sitting in the audience is to look for those opportunities when things are tough and you are not sure of your abilities. Leverage your support system around you. Have confidence in yourself that you can get to the end. Sometimes what you can do is to give another family a gift of hope, and the rest is on them. For everybody in the audience, I say, do the best you can to get to the finish line, because it will be worth it. Believe in yourself that you have the chance to be somebody's hero. Thank you.